It is near impossible to go about our daily tasks without some form of incident or near miss occurring. We are all human and mistakes do happen. What we try to do is put controls in place to prevent or minimize the frequency of those incidents. Completing a near miss form. A near miss is defined as an incident in which no property was damaged and no personal injury was sustained, but where, given a slight shift in time or position, damage or injury could easily have occurred. They are important to report as trends can be noticed and controls can be implemented to prevent the actual incident from happening in the future. These near misses happen all the time. The form is quick and easy to fill out. Each crew is expected to report at least one near miss each week and turn in the form monthly. Let's review the steps for completing a near miss form. 1. Fill out the required month. 2. Fill out the date and description as required in the numbered lines. No names are required on this form. There are no repercussions for being the worker involved in a near miss. 3. At the end of each month, the form is to be turned into the office for review. Completing an incident investigation. It is our policy to fully investigate the following: incidents that resulted in injuries requiring medical aid, incidents that cause property, equipment damage, or interrupt operations with potential loss, incidents that have the potential to result in one or two above, such as close calls or near misses, incidents that involve occupational illness and work refusals. As a supervisor, you are responsible to contact management as soon as possible after an incident occurs, provide medical aid including transportation to a medical facility if required, conduct the initial investigation including taking pictures with your cell phone, assist in the investigation in any direction provided by management. We will now review the steps for conducting an incident investigation. Step 1. Check off the type of incidents in the box on top of page 1. 2. Fill out the incident date, time, address, specific location of the incident, and the employee or employees involved. Be sure to include everyone involved, not just the injured worker. 3. Provide a description of the incident, including as many details as possible. 4. If there are no photos of the scene, please draw a diagram of the scene. It does not have to be perfect or to scale. As most people have cell phones with cameras, it is recommended that you take pictures and maybe even a video of the scene after the incident occurred. 5. Print and attach any photos to the incident report or email them to management. Be sure to check yes or no in the section provided. If you have any videos, be sure to email them to the office so it can be included with the investigation report. 6. Identify and locate any witnesses to the incident and have them fill out a witness statement with as much detail as possible. Be sure to check with them to see if they have any pictures or videos of the incident. 7. Fill out the type of incident. The next 3 sections apply to different types of incidents, only filling the information for the type of incident that occurred. Please refer to the following slide for more details. There are 3 main sections of the different types of incidents. The first is injury or illness, the second is property damage, and the third is other. Let's review each of them in more detail. Injury/illness. Check the appropriate box for the type of injury. Please note that more than one may apply. First aid. This is provided on-site by trained first aiders. It is important to note what items were used in the first aid kit so they can be replenished. Medical aid, provided by a paramedic or a doctor in a medical facility. Modified work. A change of duties is required to prevent further injury from occurring and to promote a quick return to work. Lost time. Employee will not be able to return to work for a minimum of 1 full workday. This day does not include the day of the incident. Fatal. The employee did not survive the incident. Fill out the information for the injured worker. This includes their name, age, gender, occupation, the amount of experience, the nature of the injury, equipment, etc. Let's move on to property damage. Fill out the description of the property and the damage. Provide as much detail as possible. Be sure to properly identify which vehicle, tool, or equipment were involved. Take pictures as they will be required for insurance purposes. If you do not know the estimated loss or cost of the damage, leave the section blank. It may be filled out once the repairs are completed. Other. This section is for anything not covered above. Provide as much information as you can. An example of another type of incident is violence or harassment. For example, an altercation with another worker, contractor, pedestrian, or homeowner. Now that the type of incident has been filled in, it's time to move on to step 8. Using the same priority scale set out in the daily hazard assessments, circle the likely severity and probability of the incident occurring again if no corrective actions are developed and implemented. Step 9. Identify the causes. Immediate cause. This is the final act in a series of provocations that leads to a particular result or event, the action that resulted in the consequence. This is often the most obvious cause. For example, a driver fell asleep while on the way to a new job site. Be sure to provide an accurate description of what led to the incident. Underlying cause. This is the root cause, the reason behind the reason. For example, the driver fell asleep because he had worked 6 12-hour days and had not been sleeping well. There may be more than one type of each cause. Mark all that are found. 10. Determine the corrective actions. Use the same hierarchy as the hazard assessment: elimination, engineering, administration, personal protective equipment. There are 3 types of corrective actions. Immediate, those controls that were put into place right away. This would be directly following the incident occurring. Interim, those controls that were put into place between the incident and the conclusion of the final investigation. And final, the controls that are put into place once the investigation is fully completed. These are assigned to a specific person, and it is noted on the form when they are completed. 11. Mark down who is to complete the recommended actions. 12. Once the recommended actions are completed, mark the date down. 13. Fill out the date the report was completed. This will likely be a different date than when it started. 14. Both the supervisor and the manager will date and sign off on the form. 15. The form will be reviewed and signed off by senior management. 16. Investigations are to be discussed at toolbox meetings and safety meetings. 17. Recommended actions will be included in the monthly safety bulletin. There are many times an incident will occur that doesn't fall under the near miss category, but also is not serious. These incidents do not involve any first aid, medical assistance, lost time, property damage, or violence or harassment. This could be a banged finger or a trip and fall without injury. When these occur, a simplified investigation can be completed. This is the Minor Incident Investigation Report. To complete it, please follow these steps. 1. Check off the type of incident in the top of the form. 2. Fill out the incident date, time, address, specific location of the incident, and the employees involved. 3. Provide a description of the incident, including as many details as possible. 4. Identify and locate any witnesses to the incident and have them fill out a witness statement with as much detail as possible. Be sure to check with them if they also have any pictures or videos of the incident. 5. Using the same priority scale set out in the daily hazard assessment, circle the likely severity and probability of the incident occurring again if no corrective actions are developed and implemented. 6. Identify the causes. This includes the immediate cause and the underlying cause. There may be more than one type of each cause. Mark all that are found. 7. Determine the corrective actions. Use the same hierarchy as the hazard assessment: elimination, engineering, administration, and personal protective equipment. Identify the 3 types of corrective actions: the immediate, the interim, and the final. 8. Mark down who is to complete the recommended actions. 9. Once the recommended actions are complete, mark the date down. 10. Fill out the date the report was completed. This will likely be a different date than when it started. 11. Both the supervisor and the manager date and sign off the form. 12. The form is reviewed and signed off by senior management. 13. Investigations are to be discussed at toolbox meetings and safety meetings. 14. Recommended actions will be included in the monthly safety bulletin. There are several types of incidents that must be reported to the right authorities. For example, with occupational health and safety, all incidents that result in the death of a worker, result in the worker being admitted to hospital. This does not include a worker treated at a medical facility and released the same day without being officially admitted. Involve the collapse or upset of a crane, derrick, or hoist. Involve the collapse or failure of any component of a building or structure necessary for its structural integrity. Workers' Compensation Board, all incidents that require medical attention, where a worker loses time from work past the day of the incident. Police, any motor vehicle incident that results in $2,000 or more in damage, results in airbag deployment, or when a crime was committed. To demonstrate your competency in this section, you'll be required to complete the Module 6 quiz and receive 80% or higher to be certified as trained. In addition, we will also require copies of the following correctly completed items: 1. A near miss form, and 2. An incident investigation form or a minor incident investigation form.